joining us this morning. My name's Sarah. I'm Facility Manager here at Harden Grange. We welcome our visitors, Ray and Karen, as well as some of Eric's friends from Clipchamp. We appreciate your presence here with us to celebrate Eric's life. Eric was a resident here at Harden Grange for about 2.5 years, 2.5 years, thereabouts. I would like to ask that we take a minute and put our mind to the memories that we have of Eric and his family, who hold him close in their hearts. In today's service, I would like to invite Laura, who is our care manager, to read Psalm 23, "The Lord is my shepherd."
The Lord takes care of me like a shepherd with his sheep. I have everything I need. He takes me to green fields where I can rest. He leads me to streams of water where I can drink. He gives me new strength for my life. He's a guide to the right paths. He does this to give honour to his name. I may walk through a valley unafraid of any danger. This is because you are with me, Lord. Your stick and your shepherd's pole protect me from danger. You prepare a feast for me while my enemies watch. You put olive oil on my head. You bless me so much that my cup is completely full. I am sure that you will always be good to me. You will love me all the days of my life, and that will never change. I will always live in the Lord's house.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name's Ray. I'm Carmel's only child and Eric's stepson. I'm here to help celebrate Eric's life by sharing some memories about him. Unfortunately, Mum isn't able to leave her room today, but I'm going to share the notes that I'm talking to with her a little bit later. Eric Thomas Hodgson
was born 22nd of April 1941 in Newcastle, England. He was a Geordie lad.
On April the 12th, 1951, he and his family immigrated to Australia. They sailed on the Otranto line, which was a very, very famous line that took many migrants to Australia. The family consisted of his father Jack, mother Connie, sister Joyce and brother Alan. They settled in Sydney at St Ives on the North Shore, where Jack ran a successful hardware business for many years. Eric completed school and started a career in finance and administration, and purchased for himself a lovely apartment in Quarry Park on the north shore again of Sydney. And let's then zoom forward to April 1976. Eric was introduced to a very fetching divorced mother of a wonderful 17-year-old boy. Her name was and is Carmel. It'd be fair to say they hit it off. In fact, they married the very next year, January 29, 1977. I remember the day well. They celebrated, the reception was held at the Kalara Motor Inn on the exclusive North Shore, and it was about 40 degrees. It was very, very hot, but a wonderful day. They purchased a lovely home in East Ryde, and I lived with them for about 4.5 years. They had many friends and loved entertaining there. Eric strongly believed in family connections and insisted that my pa, Mum's dad, move in with them after the loss of our nana. Their faith was important to them, especially the Uniting Church, and their subsequent moves, which I'll refer to, were often linked to these communities. They lived in Denniston East, so this is all in Sydney for many years, followed by Winston Hills, where they enjoyed being grandparents to my 3 totally subjective, wonderful children. But in early 2001, they felt a tree change calling and made a difficult decision to head to Orange. Unfortunately, the climate was a little too harsh for Mum. And of course, as followed through their lives together, Eric immediately agreed to relocate at Mum's suggestion to Cootamundra. Eric had a very full life. Before I knew him, he was involved in amateur theatre production. When I first met him, he owned a small boat we took out sailing on Sydney Harbour. He and Mum were proud doggy people too. They had Jiminy and Jolly, Cavalier King Charles, show dogs, then Flash Harry, and finally Maggie just before they came here. Of course, in later life, his model railway setup in his garage was the talk of Cootamundra. In fact, it took up more than his garage. I remember it, he was very, very proud of it. He was very much a handyman and was an active member of the Cootamundra Men's Shed. His work here for the local community was acknowledged and respected. Eric and Carmel agreed to move to Harden Grange, where they felt very welcome and enjoyed good friendships. I just want to mention one in particular. They were surprised to reconnect here with Mum's 1953 university lecturer, Graham. What a wonderful surprise that was. Early this year, they celebrated 48 years of very happy marriage. We could all see Eric's devotion to Carmel, and it's very comforting to remember the many happy trips that they took together within New South Wales and Victoria, visiting family and friends.
Eric struggled with his health the last 18 months or so.
But still managed to be very cheerful, polite and concerned about the family. He enjoyed me bringing news of their various activities and achievements, and he was a gentleman all his life. He complained little and tried to see the best in any situation. I'd like to finish by saying thank you to the residents and staff here, of whom he had many kind things to say. I and my family appreciate all you did to make him welcome and safe, and I know you'll continue to do so with Mum. Thank you very much.
We'd like to invite anyone else who may have some memories of Eric to share if they would like to. Thank you.
Eric was an honoured member of the Cootamundra Men's Shed and very sorely missed. He used to love doing wooden toys and trains and cars, and the later years he got into doing little tanks and things. He was quite clever. And the one thing I remember most about Eric, the times when you were having meetings at the men's shed, a lot of the men would just start nattering and carrying on like a lady sewing group. Sorry, Cheryl. Eric was really good at getting people back on topic. He didn't tolerate fools too well, and he'd tell them, so let's get back to what we're talking about. And he was really good at that. I mentioned his trains. A few of the fellas at the Cootamundra Men's Shed were interested in all different sorts of modelling. So they started up another group, and they still meet now every second Saturday. And there's people who are interested in trains, others are interested in putting plastic models together, and others just collect different sorts of models. And it's been a wonderful place to go, particularly when people retire, and we've also had young people come in from the high school who have learning difficulties and can't cope with school environment, workshop, teach them some practical skills. They're in our lot and they love it, and they just come out of their shells. It's really good to see. And Eric was one of those people who took the time to look after a lot of those kids. Gonna miss you, Eric.